If there's one thing the spotlight consistently demands from celebrities of all ages and backgrounds, it's the pressure to stay glamorous in the public eye. That's why it comes as no surprise that over 100 well-known stars have chosen to go under the knife in pursuit of beauty, or at least to preserve what they had. This is especially true for older generations of entertainers. While many aged gracefully, others weren't quite as fortunate, proving that surgery doesn't always lead to a better image. Just take a look at the 13 celebrities we're featuring today. Kicking off our list is the late iconic actress and comedian Joan Rivers. In her prime, Joan was both beautiful and bold, admired for her quick wit and sharp tongue. She broke barriers in comedy, especially as a woman in a male-dominated space. But like many in Hollywood, she felt the weight of expectation to stay young and attractive, which led her down a long road of cosmetic procedures. It began with a few enhancements here and there, but soon spiraled into a series of surgeries that left her almost unrecognizable. Joan openly admitted to receiving Botox, multiple nose jobs, eye tucks, liposuction, and countless facelifts. The natural charm she once radiated faded under the weight of repeated alterations. Ironically, the more procedures she had, the more she seemed to chase after the very beauty she was losing. While plastic surgery is more commonly associated with women in the industry, it's not exclusive to them. Country music legend Dolly Parton, for instance, has never been shy about the work she's had done. She once quipped in an interview with Saga magazine, "If something is bagging, sagging, or dragging, I'll tuck it, suck it, or pluck it." Dolly has confirmed using Botox, fillers, and Juvederm, but judging by her appearance, it's safe to say she's also had facelifts, a nose job, and breast implants over the years. She said that gaining weight once caused her to lose confidence, and surgery became her way of taking control. Compared to her early days, Dolly looks quite different now. But it's worth noting that aging plays a part too. That said, among stars who've had cosmetic work, Dolly is one of the few who still manages to look relatively natural. She credits this to her carefully chosen doctors and her restraint in not going overboard. She's well aware that a single botched procedure could destroy her image. Speaking of botched work, let's not forget the late Kenny Rogers. He's one of the few male artists who openly admitted to struggling with the pressure to stay young. At the height of his career, Kenny felt the need to compete with younger talent, and it led him to undergo surgery that left his once rugged face permanently altered. Before the operation, Kenny had soft eyes framed by relaxed brows, features that gave him a unique charm. Post-surgery, though, he appeared wide-eyed and permanently startled, with eyebrows that sat unnaturally high on his forehead. Strangely enough, this procedure was done by a well-known surgeon, but it turned out to be a major misstep. Many plastic surgery experts later pointed out that the changes made to his eyes and brow line drastically altered his look. The blepharoplasty, a procedure that removes excess skin around the eyelids, only added to the effect, making him look like he was in a constant state of surprise. In time, Kenny came to terms with his altered appearance, thanks in part to the support of his longtime friend, Dolly Parton. The two even joked about it publicly in his later years. Now, if we're diving into decades of cosmetic enhancement, you can't leave out the legendary Cher. With a career that spans generations, she's been candid about turning to surgery to maintain her youthful look. Place a photo from her early career next to one of her today, and the differences are undeniable. Starting with the most apparent change, her nose. Cher's rhinoplasty gave her a more refined and sculpted look, moving away from her original softer contours. She's also admitted to having several facelifts, something she says even her mother underwent. Cher's enhancements reportedly include teeth whitening, Botox, fillers, and breast augmentation. The most debated procedure, though, is her rumored rib removal, done, allegedly, to achieve her famously tiny waist. While Cher has denied this claim, speculation continues. Even with all the surgeries, there's still a trace of the charisma and allure that made her a star to begin with. Some might say her enhancements only help emphasize the persona she's carefully crafted over the years. Next on the list is another powerhouse woman, actress and activist Jane Fonda. Known for her stunning looks and strong opinions, Fonda has always been open about her journey with cosmetic procedures. Her transformation began early in her career with breast implants, and later in her 40s, she had her first facelift, motivated by the visible signs of aging. While she hasn't had as many surgeries as some others, the ones she did have still made a noticeable impact. Her second facelift came in her 70s, followed by an eye lift. Yet despite all this, Jane has always emphasized the importance of maintaining the features that define her identity. She's been careful not to overdo it, striking a balance between aging naturally and staying camera-ready. Her changes are subtle enough that they don't spark shock, but still noticeable enough to keep her in the spotlight for all the right reasons. And finally, we come to Jamie Lee Curtis. Though best known as a scream queen thanks to her Halloween legacy, Jamie's real-life horror came from something far more relatable: body image issues and public scrutiny. Jamie Lee Curtis, like others on this list, faced pressure to meet Hollywood's impossible beauty standards. She gave in to that pressure and underwent a series of cosmetic procedures. All it took was a rude comment from a cameraman about her puffy eyes to push her toward surgery. Curtis later opened up about her regrets, admitting she hated the experience and felt worse afterward. She experimented with Botox, liposuction, and changed her hair constantly. "It was humiliating," she once said, describing how the smell of chemicals at salons made her question what she was even doing it all for. Fortunately, the surgeries she did have were relatively mild, and her appearance hasn't drastically changed. Now older, Curtis embraces natural aging and has become a vocal advocate for body acceptance, finally at peace with her looks. Another actress who fell into the beauty trap was Melanie Griffith. Her breakout performance in Working Girl made her a star, but as she aged, she struggled with maintaining the image the industry demanded. In a 2017 interview with Porter magazine, she admitted to having work done, procedures she initially thought were minor until the backlash started. "I didn't realize until people began saying, 'Oh my God, what has she done?'" she recalled. Griffith was devastated. She sought out another doctor to undo the damage caused by her previous cosmetic enhancements. Her battle with addiction had also contributed to her appearance, but today she's focused on aging gracefully and living life fully. However, when it comes to botched surgeries, one figure stands out above the rest: Pete Burns, the frontman of Dead or Alive. Proof that men aren't immune to the pressures of appearance, Burns began altering his look in the 80s, starting with a nose job. The result? A nose so crooked he couldn't even wear glasses properly. Rather than stop there, it marked the beginning of an obsession that led to over 300 procedures. His story is infamous. He even appeared on Celebrity Botched Up Bodies, revealing the extent of his surgeries. One particularly devastating moment came in 2002 when a botched lip enhancement left his mouth swollen by 18 inches. Though he successfully sued the surgeon and received compensation, the damage had been done. Unlike most, Burns claimed his reasons weren't about vanity. "Plastic surgery is a matter of sanity, not vanity," he once said. In the 1980s, Jennifer Grey lit up the screen in Dirty Dancing, becoming America's sweetheart overnight. But her rising fame came to a halt after a decision that would haunt her: rhinoplasty. According to her memoir Out of the Corner, a plastic surgeon once questioned why she hadn't already fixed her nose. Though she never saw it as an issue, repeated comments convinced her otherwise. Eventually, she gave in. After the first surgery didn't turn out as expected, she underwent a second, only for it to make things worse. Her appearance changed so drastically that even close friends didn't recognize her anymore. Her career never recovered. Kim Novak, a classic Hollywood beauty, also took a wrong turn with cosmetic procedures. She had the kind of natural beauty that didn't need enhancement, yet online scrutiny in later years wore down her confidence. At the 2014 Oscars, her appearance shocked many. Dermal fillers had changed her face entirely. Novak later admitted that insecurity drove her to seek help from a doctor, hoping fat injections would improve her look without being as invasive as a facelift. Instead, the results left her with puffed cheeks and a squared jawline. "That was the stupidest thing I could have done," she told The Guardian, adding, "I didn't need it. My face was already round." And finally, Meg Ryan. Once a beloved actress of the 80s and 90s, she too made headlines for her appearance. But these days, she's creating buzz for something different, a long-awaited comeback. In 2023, Meg Ryan made her long-awaited return to the silver screen with the film What Happens Later. But it wasn't just her acting that caught public attention. It was her appearance that stirred up headlines. Although the actress has never publicly confirmed going under the knife, fans and online observers were quick to point out the significant changes in her face over the years. Once celebrated for her expressive eyes and soft, delicate features, Meg's new look left many puzzled and concerned. Social media, especially Twitter, buzzed with comments from disappointed fans who felt she may have been drawn into Hollywood's relentless beauty standards. Despite the speculation, Ryan has chosen not to address the rumors directly. However, celebrity facial plastic surgeon Dr. Sam Risk weighed in, suggesting that she might have undergone a poorly executed facelift. He noted an unusual horizontal tension around her mouth, something that wasn't present in her younger years, when her mouth appeared much smaller. Dr. Risk also speculated that fillers or fat injections may have been used to plump her cheeks. Regardless of these claims, Meg continues to deflect questions about her appearance. She often shifts the conversation toward more meaningful topics, emphasizing that society should focus less on how women age and more on their contributions. And to her credit, she seems to be doing just that, living her life with joy and intention. Next on our list is Priscilla Presley, the actress and businesswoman who first entered the public eye as Elvis Presley's wife. Over the years, Priscilla has undergone several cosmetic procedures to preserve her youthful appearance. These include a facelift, cheek fillers, Botox, lip line corrections, and a rhinoplasty. Looking at her early photos, it's clear she had a striking natural beauty, especially her captivating eyes, which she thankfully never altered. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the rest of her face. Many now feel that excessive Botox treatments have taken away her ability to express emotion naturally, giving her a doll-like, frozen look. Initially, Priscilla saw positive results from her treatments, firmer, smoother skin that made her appear younger. But as she aged, the enhancements began to work against her, resulting in a swollen, unnatural appearance. That said, her nose job was considered a success, as it refined what had once been a bulkier feature. When some procedures failed to meet her expectations, she opted for corrective surgeries in hopes of achieving a more desirable look. Rounding off today's list is Joan Van Ark, the talented actress known for her role as Valine Ewing on Knots Landing. During the height of her career, she was a beloved TV star, but in more recent times, her appearance has drawn public concern. Many observers believe that the multiple facelifts she's undergone have drastically altered her facial structure, making her jaw and neck appear unnaturally tight, as if being pulled backward. Dr. Anthony Yoon, a respected plastic surgeon, speculated that Joan may have also had a brow lift and Botox, pointing to her smooth, wrinkle-free forehead. According to insiders, Joan has struggled with insecurities about her looks for years, insecurities that likely pushed her toward these cosmetic choices. Unfortunately, the results have only added her to the growing list of celebrities whose enhancements failed to deliver the desired effect. The takeaway? Just because someone has the money to alter their appearance doesn't mean they should. Aging is a natural part of life, and while cosmetic procedures can offer temporary results, they don't always come without regret. At the end of the day, it's your body and your decision. But sometimes, embracing who you are might just be the most beautiful choice you can make.